Well, Anna, Russia's general military prosecutor, Sergei Flidinsky, chose this, the Jewish quarter, the most devastated area of Tsimval from which to field journalist questions. Every building here bears the scars of heavy artillery fire. So from this emotionally charged location, he gave the results of his investigation so far. He said it's still far from over, but that he was now convinced that Russia's military took the only course of action available to it in the region in order to save South Ossetia from total destruction. But he also said he was convinced that at no time did Russia's forces deliberately target Georgian civilians.
Most Georgian troops were located in Ossetian and Georgian villages, and Russian forces did not attack them. It was done on purpose, because our military realized there were civilians inside. Hence, there is no destruction in Georgian villages.
General Flidinsky also went on to say that the level of destruction suffered by the city's infrastructure was plain for anyone to see who walked through the streets of Tsimval. But he then echoed comments made earlier by the OSCE and also Thomas Hammerberg, the Human Rights Commissioner for the Council of Europe, who was here only last week, when they said that in terms of giving concrete casualty figures, that was incredibly difficult to do.
In my view, the final number of victims will correspond to the picture you see behind me. More than 1,000 buildings are completely destroyed. Several thousand buildings are partially destroyed. People used to live in all of them. The final number of victims will be confirmed at the end of the investigation. But still, much needs to be done, as many people were buried in the early days.
However, General Flidinsky did give two figures. He said that 71 Russian peacekeepers are confirmed dead and that 341 were wounded. However, he stressed that not all the bodies could be identified for various reasons. Those include the level of destruction suffered by the city and also the fact that many families chose to hold private burials on their own property during the course of the fighting. So strong words coming out of the city, still bearing the scars and still clearly traumatized by what's happened to it.
Thank you very much for that. That's our correspondent Alice Hibbert in